It's 3 weeks to Election Day, and there's been a double-digit change in poll results in one of the most closely watched races around the country, and that's for New York City's next mayor. So, a week after the current mayor, Eric Adams, dropped out of the running, former New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo climbed 10 points in his effort to catch up to Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani. Andrew Cuomo is running this time as an independent.
There's the latest numbers from a Quinnipiac University poll with Cuomo at 33%, Mamdani 46%, Curtis Sliwa at 15%. To help us break down this race, we're joined now by political commentator Andrew Kirtzman. Andrew, thanks for joining us this morning. So, big jump, but is it enough? A 10-point jump in such a short period of time. Does that mean, what, New Yorkers are ready to forgive Cuomo for those accusations of sex harassment against him and also his COVID-era policies at nursing homes?
I don't think we're there yet. I mean, Cuomo had a very good week. And when Eric Adams dropped out, as you said, Cuomo surged 10 points. But Mamdani has solidified his support. And his support has been just rock solid since he won the primary several months ago. I mean, the race has been about Zohran Mamdani from the moment he won that primary. He has just been a bolt out of the blue and a political phenomenon. Cuomo, it kind of represents kind of the Democratic old guard. He's got a lot of political baggage, as you mentioned. It's been a slog for him. And at this point, he's behind by double digits. It's still a very uphill battle for Cuomo.
Yeah, so basically, he just absorbed all of Eric Adams' voters. I mean, there
Yes.
was a question about whether or not they would split, but it seems as though Cuomo has absorbed them. Now, that said, don't polls always narrow right towards Election Day? I mean, isn't this finally the moment when people really sort of key in and start paying attention?
Sure, absolutely. And both candidates have millions of dollars in the banks. They're just ready to spring on television advertising and internet advertising. Mamdani has more money than Cuomo. Cuomo started this campaign with just a truckload of money, but lost the primary, and it's been very hard for him to raise money up until recently. Mamdani has just been kind of gliding towards City Hall. Um, you know, Campaigns are built for this moment, right? They're built for the moment when they unleash advertising, when the electorate, pays close attention. The problem for Cuomo is that the electorate has, for several months, been fixed on Mamdani, and it's very hard to break that stranglehold.
Over the weekend, Mamdani ran a race in New York to raise funds for a United Nations agency that Israel claims has ties to Hamas. He also continues to say Israel has committed genocide. Will that story have an impact here?
Right. Well, I mean, one of the fascinating questions is how the peace deal in the Mideast will affect the mayor's race, right? Like, politically speaking, if you're Zohran Mamdani, you do not spend a great deal of time attacking Israel. That's in a city with a huge Jewish population. But Mamdani feels very, very strongly about the Palestinian cause, probably to his political detriment. Now, with that said, a growing number of young Jewish New Yorkers have gravitated towards an anti-Israel posture themselves, which has benefited Mamdani. It's mostly kind of older Jewish voters who are stuck with Cuomo, and Cuomo does have the majority of Jewish support.
Andrew,
Yeah, we're we're having some audio and video issues out of the diner. So, Andrew, did you see that moment where it seemed as though there was some détente between President Trump and Andrew Cuomo, that they're not using heated rhetoric towards each other? President Trump might have warmed to the Cuomo candidacy. What were your thoughts?
let's take a break.
Okay. Well, it seems that that Trump actually cares about what's going on in the New York City mayor's race, and he doesn't like Mamdani, calls him a communist, doesn't mean that it's going to shift the race very much. But it's, kind of interesting that Cuomo, who's now aiming a little more towards conservative voters, is suddenly softening his rhetoric towards Trump. It's politics.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you very much, Andrew, for explaining that. Whenever something doesn't make sense, you can just go, it's politics. Andrew
Well,
Kirtzman, thank you very much for the
sure,
analysis. Sorry for the
sure.
technical issue.